Not gonna lie. This has the second best, this has the second best intro music in the series.
Well, you've come to the right place. Yarnum is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery.
You'll need a contract.
But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of
Yarnum blood of your own.
But first, you'll need a contract.
Bro, I love this game so fucking much. I just barely got done playing through it and recording. What's up, Davey? Sorry if I didn't say hi. I saw your chat earlier, but I was just not paying attention. Let's see. We'll speedrun for this. For this guy. No R6. We played some R6 earlier. Not gonna lie, kind of burnt out of R6 right now. Alright, let's update that and then we'll get back to the stream. Do female. Bro, I love how there was lag quality. Sure, we can do a female. Doesn't really matter. We're going to be doing a strength build for the most part. So let's just focus strength. Military veteran probably is going to be the best for us. I guess we'll do violent pass one. Let's see if we have a good default here. That's my Lady Maria build. That one was pretty cool. Not going to lie. I just barely did that one. This is kind of goofy. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to do a male, and the reason we're going to do that is because this guy's going to look like Alfred by the time we're done. I know what I mean. Facts. We're going to do male because this guy's going to look like Alfred by the time we're done. Okay. So yeah, by the way, if anybody's like wanting anything goofy on this, this is pretty much just going to be a speed run for the most part. Like, I'm going to be running from boss to boss, collecting the necessary shit. We should have this done in like 3 hours or less. So I know that's kind of like a long to stick around, but we're going to be fighting all the bosses in the game. We're going to be doing everything, right? So it'll be pretty cool because there's not really a glitch per se, but there is a area in the game called the Chalice Dungeons, which is basically like a randomly generated dungeon schematic type thing where you have to run through a series of a gauntlet of dungeons to get your character upgraded and get better abilities. And it's like a subsection of the game that a lot of players don't do. But there is...
All signed and sealed.
I'm going to skip this. But there's a glitch chalice dungeon, I guess. I guess it technically is glitched. Let me know how we like the audio, by the way. But there's a chalice dungeon that'll have, like, the ability for us to get, like, multiple echoes at a time, which is how you upgrade your character. So, that's what we're doing. So, yeah, I can't turn the brightness up. Actually, I can turn the brightness up if we want to turn it up. But yeah, to start, we're going to do the Saw Cleaver. Once we get access to the DLC, we're going to do... Bro woke up and broke out. Yeah. Bro, look at this guy behind us. He wants a house. That's some bad RNG. We're not supposed to go through there. Well, I guess that's fine. We can just run away from this guy. We'll kill it when we get our weapon. There's no point in killing him right now, because, like, we actually do pathetic amount of damage. So basically what we have to do is we have to, like, speedrun up this ladder really quick. And then access the Hunter's Dream, which is like your Majula and other gun things. Grab these. We'll actually be able to use Molotovs, because throwables scale off of your strength stats, so we'll have super high strength this build. There's one of the first bosses over there. Oh, when we're playing online, please let me return to the Hunter's Dream. Once you access this, which I like, once you click the Hunter's Dream, you have, like, complete invulnerability. You can't be attacked. But, what was I going to say? We're only playing online. We'll probably turn offline off after we kill, like, the second boss. Because that's what we need. We have to be online to access that Chalice Dungeon. Anyways, we're gonna grab our weapons here. We're gonna grab the saw cleaver to start. We're gonna switch over to the whirligig saw after like halfway point, I guess, once we get the DLC. It's a much better weapon. This is a great starter weapon. Okay. Nothing else we can do here. We have to have insight, which we don't have until we either get one Madman's knowledge or we see a boss or a new area in the game. So we'll come back and upgrade in a second. The first couple bosses here, we're going to have to do without the glitch, quote unquote. So we're going to be pretty weak, but I'm pretty good at this game, so we'll be fine. But yeah. This game's a lot of fun. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, because I'm not going to lie. Kind of an expert at this game. You can only get this background if you platinum the game. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, how long ago did I platinum this game? I bet it was forever and a half ago. This trophy section will load. Doesn't look like it wants to load. I think we platinumed it like back in 2018. What is it about? Basically, to put it simply, we're going to turn the sound down a little bit. We're going to keep the music up because this, not going to lie, this is my favorite music. This is my favorite video game music. But basically, you start out as... Whoops. You start out as a hunter. And basically, you're playing through a nightmare right now. You're playing through... We're just going to run through this, by the way. Like I said, we're just going to go for armor. We'll spend all of our time leveling up in a bit. But basically, you play as a hunter who has awoken in the hunter's nightmare. And your entire goal is to go through this, I guess, very linear style boss-to-boss section while defeating monsters. You get to the end... I don't know how to describe it, because like this game has got really intense lore. Please don't tell me you saw me, that's fine. We'll visceral the shit out of this guy. What if he doesn't attack us? There's like a whole lore video on it that I think would be a good idea. Can you just do a normal attack, please, instead of charging up at me? Or not that. I can't visceral him. He's doing like the weirdest attacks, I'm not even gonna lie. There's a guy that we'll see later on. He's not... This is some weird attacks. But yeah, to put it bluntly, basically what you are is you're a hunter. And you're going through a series of ghoulish, nightmare-like areas where the bosses get increasingly difficult. They have a bunch of different attack patterns. It's like a Dark Souls game. I don't know if you've ever seen one, but... I think we kind of need to go through this area, though, actually, now that I think about it, because we need the bloodstone chunks. I guess we can come back when we get the whirligig saw. But we need bloodstones to upgrade our weapon to +10. Takes 16 out of the 3 tiers to get to +9. Well, yeah. I can send you a video. There's a guy called Valti Vidya that does like in-depth lore on this. It's like 3 hours long, but it's a really interesting story. I don't know if you've ever read anything like that's like H.P. Lovecraftian, I guess. But a lot of his stuff is like a lot of like the horror stories we know of, like Frankenstein and shit. Where's that first area? Down here we're going to get our armor. So these bloodstone chunks we just grabbed, by the way. We're going to need 16 of those to upgrade our weapon to +3. And then there's a second tier that we're going to need to get 16 of. And then there's a third tier that we're going to get 16 of. And then the final upgrade just takes 1. But you can't get that to like one of the final areas in the game. So once we get our armor here, the layout's cool. Yeah, it is really cool. And I kind of... Like, there's, like, all of the series I've made on this. I've had a couple I've made. But most of them are just, that's a visceral right there, by the way. If you shoot right before they do an attack, you can get a visceral, which makes it so you can jam your fist in them. These guys right here have a weirder timing. I still got it. There we go. I didn't want to throw him off this ledge here, but I'm going to kill him when he gets down there. These guys are really tough. They can basically one-shot us if we're not careful. So we're not really going to be focusing on that as much, the viscerals that you just saw, because viscerals scale with your skill stat. So the higher your skill stat is, the more damage you do with viscerals. See, like, look at all the rats and shit. This one came out in, like, 2015. Elden Ring is made by the same company. So, for kind of like a reference point. That guy, I think, might have climbed back up the ladder. I don't actually think we need to kill these rats. Killing these rats won't be a bad idea, because we kind of do want echoes just to upgrade our health and shit, but... God of War takedowns. Yeah, in a sense. They're similar. We gotta be careful, because this guy is rather strong. I don't want to throw him off the ledge, because there's a bunch of guys down there. Anyways, this is gonna be our first armor set. This hunter hat, by the way, is like my favorite, like, clothing in this game, because look how cool this fucking shit looks, bro. Look how cool our character looks. Oh shit. That's not what we wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do either. There's a ledge right there. You see that ledge and that node up there? That's where you're supposed to land. Okay, we're not going to spend a bunch of time killing these guys. This does mean there is a chance we might die against one of the bosses early on, because my character is going to be very underleveled. I think it's the next one down that has something there. Yeah, it's this one right here. So our character will be pretty underleveled, but we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Anyways, we're going to run past this pig, and we're going to come up behind him and backstab him. So if you do a charged R2 behind a bigger enemy... Oops. Blood vials? Yeah, blood vials are your HP. So in Dark Souls, when you play, you have something called the Estus Flask, and you get Estus Shards, which upgrade the amount of HP flask that you have, so they'll upgrade the amount of flask you can use. And then you also get Bone Shards, which increase the intensity of it. In this one, you don't get any upgrades to your blood vials. You can have an item later on that will allow you to carry more Carol Rune, but we're not going to use that. So basically, it has a flat 40% that it always heals you. So as your max HP goes up, which you can't see because I have that sub shit over it, I guess I can move that. See, that guy sent down a giant fireball. If you go up the ladder that we saw earlier before going past the pig, you'll get hit by that. You have to be careful. Up here is the first required boss. We're not going to fight him just quite yet. Whoa, that was really cool. So when you play online, you can see, like, these are people that have died. Look at this idiot. I bet he's going to get smashed. Yep. He got hit by the fireball. And you can also see messages they left. We're going to turn that off in a second here. And you can also see if other people are playing the game, which is pretty cool. But anyways, this is a shortcut right here that we're going to want to grab really quick. We'll come back later on and grab most of these items here. But basically I don't know if we want to necessarily rush it, because the Saw Cleaver is actually a really good weapon. But I guess we won't. The dogs aren't going to kill us, so that's fine. There's dogs down there. We also probably want to speak to Eileen and do her questline, maybe. She's an NPC that's down that way further. I don't know if we really need to, because her Carol Rune that she gives you increases your stamina regen speed, but, like, we're not really going to need that. And it's a really hard questline to kill the final boss there. And we won't do that. Honestly, the toughest part of this, like, entire playthrough we're about to do. By the way, this is the first lantern that we saw earlier. Right there. This is a shortcut over here. We'll go fight, what's his name really quick? The cleric beast. Let's throw in a few Molotovs, though, just to be safe. We also need to make sure we get more of those pungent blood cocktails, because we're going to need that to cheese another boss. Alright, so up here's like the first optional boss in the game, although you probably should fight him every playthrough because he drops a really important item. Okay, we don't need to grab anything else. Actually... Okay, we have the music turned up. Music's really good in this game. Anyways, past this guy is going to be the first boss. This is the cleric beast. This area, this game looks really good in my opinion. I'm gonna crack his head really quick to get a cheap visceral, and then after this we're just gonna have to spam attack him. I want to do as many transform attacks as we can on him, which is the L1. Oh, shout out to that fucking missing. Our weapon is very under-leveled, by the way, as well as our character, so that's why we're doing so little damage. Normally you want to upgrade before you fight him again. Average day in London. So yeah, we're doing a pathetic amount of damage right now, by the way. That's why that fight took so long. It's not a tough fight at all. Like, you have to watch out for some of his grab attacks, because if you're right in front of him, he'll grab you, and he'll do a lot of damage like that. But if you play behind him, you're usually pretty safe, and most of his attacks are to the right, so if you go to the left, you'll be fine. Although, you kind of have to watch out, because I guess, technically speaking, his right arm is what he does, so I guess a lot of his attacks are to... No, yeah, I was right. A lot of his attacks are from the right side. His left hand on the... I guess his right hand is the small hand, right? And you have to watch out for, like, quick jabs from that side, but it's pretty easy. Okay. I don't think there's anything we need to grab here. We'll be able to buy bloodstone shards later on, so we'll just upgrade this right now, I guess. Okay, now we have to go kill what's-his-name. We're gonna use these really quick. These are like, I guess, souls in Dark Souls. They give you a small amount of blood echoes, which you use to upgrade. 10k is not bad. Okay, so we'll put like 1 or 2 into vitality and endurance. We're just gonna like spam upgrade strength. Because that's what the whirligig saw. I guess I'll talk about stats really quick. Basically, if you look at the attribute bonus, which is to like the middle section down at the very bottom, the attributes, based on how high your strength or skill stats, or I guess blood tinge arcane stats are, based on that, as well as the letter, the higher the letter the higher the letter, from A to, I guess technically S is the highest, then A. From A to E, the higher the skill stat, or however, the higher your stats are, as well as the higher the attribute bonus, will increase your damage. It's pretty easy. Like, I'm kind of not explaining it correctly. Basically, you want to look at the build you're trying to make. Find a weapon based off of the build you want to do. So if you want to do strength, look at like the Kirk Hammer, or maybe the Ludwig's Great, what is it called? Ludwig's Holy Sword, I think? Ludwig's Holy Blade or something like that. That's another strength weapon. And you want to upgrade your strength as well as your weapon at the same time, because as you upgrade your weapon, the higher the scaling will be. So the higher damage you'll get. So it's pretty easy to understand. Might be a little bit confusing, I guess, to some degree, but once we get moving here on some of these bosses, we'll basically like be running through it. So yeah, we do pretty decent damage now. This will primarily be a strength build, and this, once you see the Whirligig Saw, basically what it is a giant, it's a giant saw. It's a giant like saw blade attached to a mace that you use. It's a really cool weapon. And we're going to be cheesing some of the later game bosses. So yeah, pretty much all we're going to have to do is kill this boss and then another one right after him. The boss right after him is the one I'm nervous about. We'll run this way. We can run past this as long as we're on the left side. Oh, actually no, we don't want to do that just quite yet. We actually need to go grab an item called the music box. You don't have to grab this weapon. We need to grab the music box. If you're talking about why that boss is hard, but first off, we'll grab this music box really fast, because this will stun him. Because technically he is a father. And this music box is the song that the daughter would play whenever he came back from the hunt and was a little bit mad. I don't know, there's a lot of lore behind it. Just cheapening the lore. But the reason the next boss is hard is because he does... there's a lot of items over here I think we should actually grab really quick. Because those are all like the stones. Item back here. But the reason that boss is going to be tough for us is because he is very fast, and what our entire premise is going to be is to like stun lock his ass using blood cocktails, and like it attracts him. But we have to be really careful, because if he hits us once, he can do poisoning, and with how low our HP is right now, poisoning can pretty much kill us. See, this is the music box. This is also the song that plays at the very end of the game after you beat it. So we'll go find his mother. We'll go find her mother, I guess. Basically, Gascoigne is the name of the boss. He killed his wife out of madness from the hunt. And this song will stun lock him for a second, because he'll be thinking of his wife and his kid. And we're going to use that to our advantage. Because he'll stop attacking for a couple of seconds, and he has 3 phases. His first phase, he just fights like a normal NPC hunter would. Second phase, he uses a double-bladed, or he uses the extended axe. And then third phase, he turns into a beast. So we're going to want it for his third phase, because when he turns into a beast, he becomes almost unkillable, I guess. Technically speaking, you're not supposed to go around there. I've just played this game too much. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if there really is anything we need to grab. We need to be careful of these goons shooting their guns at us. We're gonna dodge you. Oh. Shout out to my fucking pistol shot just going way off into the distance to the left. So basically, as you can see on the left side, it's kind of hard to see, I guess, in a sense. But the vials on the left, the little red thing there, that's our heals. That's how many heals we have left out of 20 when you start off. I guess 20 is the max is what I should say. And then you have 20 Quicksilver bullets. Some attacks also on some like special weapons will do, they'll use Quicksilver bullets. This guy's sometimes kind of hard to parry because he's very late in the attack that you have to parry him. You usually have to parry him right before he attacks. Whereas there's a lot of enemies in this game that you can parry. Some of them are easier than others to parry. Like these guys aren't too bad to parry. Because you can parry him pretty late as well as early. Whereas that guy with the stake, you have to be really specific. Because if you're too early, it won't parry him. And if you're too late, you're going to get hit anyways. You can also get a backstab on these guys. I don't want to kill this guy on the stairs. Because if we kill him on the stairs, he's going to glitch out. He'll like send us through the bottom of the map. It's also good to kill these guys because they give us a lot of blood vials. And the extra blood vials we get will go into a storage system that every time we die or every time we reset, it'll take from our storage system and give it to us. Over here is Eileen. I guess we'll talk to her. Maybe we'll help her fight Henrique. He's another hunter. He's technically Gascoigne's partner. And he goes mad after Gascoigne dies because you killed him. Eileen's pretty cool. Like, look at her fucking garb, bro. Looks like a crow.
Oh.
Like a plague doctor.
Oh. Good for them.
She'll give us a emote we can do. By the way, I haven't said this yet, but this game is very interesting in the sense that, like Dark Souls, you have a ton of weapons. This game, you more so only have a select pool of weapons. Like, there's only 23, including all the DLC items. But they have special attacks. Like, this one's is a transform attack, so you can either use it as, like, a longer sword type weapon, or you can use it as, like, a quick saw. And then it has also transform attacks. So, 23. I don't know if it's 23. I think it actually might be closer to 30, but you can also find like 3 variants of said weapon, which will have different blood gems, and blood gems you use to increase the damage on your weapon. Like, notice how we leveled up our weapon and we also leveled up our character. So now instead of doing 50 damage to the rats, we'll do more. We're going to come running over here. We need the blood gem over here that he has. Or not blood gem, the stone. There's 2 items there. One's the saw spear, and then one is the... should just be a bloodstone, which we need to upgrade our weapon. But yeah, as we upgrade our weapon, it also does more and just base damage, as well as it'll scale better with our stats. And I know I might make this game look easy. I probably have way too many hours into this game. That's how I'm so good. We don't really need this madman's knowledge. Whoops. I don't know why my character just sat down. There is, if you look at it here, like if you do like a special... I've never been able to get these to actually work properly. But if you like do those, you can make your character emote. So like randomly your character will emote, and sometimes it'll just fuck you over. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, I may make this game look like a complete joke. It's really not easy. I'm just really good at it. And there's even a couple of bosses later, like at the very end of the game, that I struggle with just because they are so fucking strong. Anyways, we're gonna go fight that boss now. So what we have here is we have our music box, and then we also have our Molotov cocktails, which we're going to use in this 3rd phase. This game's really cool in a sense that it's like other Dark Souls games where certain affinities will work better against bosses. Like beasts are very weak to serrated, which is this weapon you see how it's like a saw. This is serrated, as well as fire. The aliens / like great ones, which is what they're called in this game. We're going the wrong way actually. I kind of forgot for a second. The aliens are weak to bolt, which is like lightning. as well as some of them are weak to thrust, which is like a spear type movement. And then there is something in this game called Arcane, which some bosses are weak to. That just depends. And there are things in this game that can give you bolt, right? There's bolt paper, there's fire paper. So fire paper gives you fire, obviously, on your weapon. Bolt paper gives you bolt on your weapon. And then the Augur of Ebrietas, I think, or something like that. Or no, the Phantasmal Shell, which we'll get later in the game. We'll give it so we can put Arcane in our weapon for a couple of seconds. And so there are weapons in the game, like special weapons that don't allow said buffs. That's why for this speedrun we're doing the Saw Cleaver, which allows buffs, and then also the Whirligig Saw, which allows buffs. Just so we can maximize our damage against some bosses. But you'll see once we use this upgrade later on, like our character will be so overpowered, man. This guy already sent the fireball. If we run into the boss arena, he can't do anything. There's 2 enemies right here. We're going to grab this and run past. Let's hurry and get in this arena, because it'll set up a fog gate behind us. This guy's pretty cool. This is Father Gascoigne. He is parryable. That's what we're going to try to do for the first 2 phases. So we're going to try to shoot him right before he does his attack to get a visceral on him. We're not going to do a ton of damage because our skill's so low. But we kind of want to do that because just going for attacks on him is not very efficient. I also have the sound turned down, so I need to turn that up. Over the shop. Sooner or later. You can also buy his armor after you kill him. From the Insight Messengers. Let's hope he gives us some good attacks to parry here. We gotta watch out behind us because those guys are still behind us and they're gonna hit us to the gate. Bang. Just a hair bit late on that one.
What's that smell? Sweet blood.
Let's hope the parry timing keeps working for us.
It's enough to make a man sick.
Some of his second phase ones are a little bit harder to parry. We were too late on that one. I want him to move over here so we can actually parry him better. Alright, don't kill us. You can also hit him through this. There we go. His second phase is going to be pretty hard to parry. Alright, we're going to back up. He's going to go beast. And we're going to come up here so he doesn't target us. See, look how fucking fast he is. He'll come running up the stairs in a second. So we're going to play the music box. That'll stun him. We'll throw some Molotovs at him. If you guys hear the music right now, the music is so fucking good in this game. Anyways, we'll use that key he gave us. I kind of miss some of those parry timings. It's kind of tough also with all the gravestones there, because he can just like kind of camp behind one of them. You can also do that too. If you're struggling with that fight, you can take the Hunter's Axe and like play around the gravestones and just do the charged O2s. That's the red jeweled brooch, by the way. That's what his daughter was saying. She wears is the red jeweled brooch, so it's pretty apparent that she's dead. And you can also talk to her again and tell her to go to like one of 2 areas. Both areas end up killing her, so like you just best option, don't talk to her again. Because if you send her to Odin Chapel, which is where we're about to be right now, she gets killed by the pig in the sewers. And then if you send her to Yusefka's clinic, there is an alien there. Which will kill her as well. So, you kind of can't talk to her again. Blood gem, by the way, like I said, I think we might actually have a blood gem already. But we're not going to focus on those until later. You just put those in your weapon and they increase your damage by either a percentage, a flat amount, or you can also put, like, so your weapon always has bolt damage or it always has arcane damage. I really wouldn't recommend doing that. If you want arcane or bolt damage, just put it on your weapon. Because that's the best way to do damage. Anyways, we can talk to this guy. Okay. We wanted to talk to him because we're going to send a lady here later, probably. Anyways, we could go back to the Hunter's Dream, but we don't need to. We use the up arrow, which will give us 5 temporary Quicksilver bullets. These guys have, like, the biggest parry window in the game, by the way. You can basically parry them at any point to their attack. It is, if you're meaning complicated, it can be very complicated. I'm hoping these guys will give us, what's it called? Okay, there's an item right here. We need to be careful when we grab it. We gotta go by pretty quick because there's gonna be an Odd McDowell hand reaching out to grab us. We don't want to get grabbed by that because that'll kill us. Alright, we're gonna go down here. So basically all we have to go do now, before we do the Chalice Dungeon, is one more boss, and he's at the end of this area. This is Old Yarnum down here. Okay, game. You can parry all of these guys, right? But it's just a waste of Quicksilver bullets. But yeah, basically what we're going to do here, we're probably... I'm trying to think here. Because normally before I do this, normally before I play through this game, I'll write down a bunch of stuff for notes for myself. Like, I have a lot of notes in my journal on how to play this game, as well as how to set up characters and builds. I'm just trying to think, because technically speaking, we can get an unlimited number of those stones that we're going to need to upgrade our weapon, but we're also going to be really strong already, so I don't know if we want to waste a bunch of the stones. Actually, no, I think we'll be fine, because as long as we upgrade our character, Vicar Amelia shouldn't be too tough. And that's who we need to kill to get to the access to the DLC, which will be the next boss directly after this one. So I think we'll be fine. We need to come over here and talk to this guy, Alfred. We're going to be doing his quest line, by the way, because I want his helmet. Golden Ardello. This is where I get my avatar, by the way. You can see him when he puts on his helmet. Things next to HP silver bullets. Oh, the ones right below it. So, the ones right next to it, this is our quick items. You can be throwing knives and oil stuff. Oil urns aren't bad. We'll probably use them against Vicar Amelia for extra damage. The red +2 are our temporary Quicksilver bullets. They're not really temporary, they're just... You click the up arrow and it'll give you 5 additional Quicksilver bullets. Maybe it's coming back? I'll give it a second anytime I see us crash. Like I said. Yeah, it was lagging for a second there. I changed the settings so it should automatically try to reconnect now. So it should be able to keep you guys here. But in case it crashes anytime I see it crash, I'll just wait. Got that McDonald's ass Wi-Fi right now. That right there was a blood gem that we could put into our weapon. Come on, attack me. Okay. This guy is having some of the worst AI I think I've ever seen him have. The nice thing about these guys is they get stun locked pretty easily. And we're also going to want to kill a bunch of those guys for the bloodstone shards. So. I think we're back now, right? I don't think we're lagging anymore. I might turn my fan on here in a second, by the way, because it is making me rather hot right now. It's rather hot in my room. Come over here. These are going to be antidotes. No, these are punch blood cocktails. Good. Technically speaking, if you come here later in the game, the guy with the Gatling gun won't attack you if you come up from behind him. But we're not going to do that. Okay. There's also these little guys that run around that we want to kill. They disappear after a couple of seconds if you don't kill them. They tend to drop the upgrade materials. Well, they always drop them. So you want to try to kill as many of these guys as you can. We'll come down here and we'll grab the Hunter's Torch. We're going to need it for this area. Alright, this will also be a shortcut later on, but in this corner is the Hunter's Torch. We'll go ahead and put that on. We're not going to use it until after we kill Jura, which is the guy with the Gatling gun. Basically what it does, like, you can use it as a weapon, which is a bad idea, but if you have it equipped, a lot of the enemies here will not attack you right away. So they'll give you a chance to fight, like, the hordes of enemies, so they all don't just swarm you. Although if they do hear, like, the beast call, which is a guy with red glowing eyes, when he calls at them, they'll all attack you. This area also lags a lot. And that's just because of all the fire, I think. I don't think I've ever had it, like, lag out, or, like, kick me out here. That can be pretty bad. There's a guy out there with the Gatling gun. There's fall damage in this game, so we gotta be careful. There's also a hunter right there. So basically, this guy right here has a really cool trick to killing him. You could technically go up there, but he has a lot of HP. So if you have your gun equipped and you immediately lock onto him and spam your gun, he'll fall off the ledge. I hope 5 bullets is enough. I didn't think about that till just now. We should be fine, though. Should only take a few. Okay, he fell off the ledge. Wait till we see the blood echoes. There we go. Exit game. And then we're going to load back in. And that'll give us his item that he drops when you kill him. I believe it's the powder keg badge. Keep playing online. And then we'll just click continue. You can also do this for the little guys that run around and hide. So, like, there's a lot of them later on in the game that you're trying to kill. And there's a lot of bigger, very strong, very fast-moving enemies. So basically what you do is you just kill them, kill all the big enemies, and then reload the game. And all of those little guys will come back and you can kill them for their drops. There we go. Powder keg badge. Boom. Alright, anyways, we'll continue on throughout this area. We'll equip the Hunter's Torch now. This is a little secret area up here. I don't think there's anything back there right now. Okay, now we gotta drop down. This jump's pretty hard to make, I'm not gonna lie. Even I struggle with it. But we're trying to jump over to this little ledge over here. Actually, we won't do that just quite yet. There's some items there. See, that guy right there just screamed at all these guys, so now all these guys below us will be aggro. Nice, we made that jump. I'm not gonna lie, we were rather close to not making that jump. Okay, there's gonna be a bunch of guys below us. Let's not drop down right there. These guys aren't too bad as long as they all don't group up on us. That is weird. Trying to get these guys all to group up so we can do the transform attack into them. We're also going to be careful because that purple skull that keeps showing up on us, once that reaches the full bar, we'll get poisoned. And these guys in like the cloth do a lot more poison damage. We really don't need to kill these guys now that I think about it. The next boss is in just a second. Right past that door up there. We don't really need to kill any of these guys. It's just normally when I play this game I'm pretty fast, so. Or I go through all the areas and grab all the items. But yeah, we'll get up there in just a second. We're gonna have to go back to that area before we fight this guy anyways. Back to the hunter's train. So we'll grab this item, we'll leave the guy behind us alone. And we also have to go back through like that starting area that we went through originally, because there's an armor set there I want to grab. It'll be the best armor we can have in the game until the executioner stuff. Although all the armor in this game is like, almost has the exact same stats. There's a couple that have better bolt defense, better arcane defense. See that giant werewolf right there? We'll be fighting him later. He's not the next boss, but he's somebody we gotta fight. We could... I guess technically speaking, we probably don't need to go back to the boss thing. Stream still is lagging, which is weird. Like, it really just shouldn't be lagging at all. Like, it had a little lag there, but who knows. There's that hunter up here we gotta watch out for. It is very little damage though, so we don't need to worry about it. All you get from him, by the way, is a bone marrow ash, which increases your damage your gun does. It's not really that good. Like, it increases it by a max, like by a large amount, I guess, but it's not really worth it. Alright, we're gonna run past both of these guys. Little item right here. This is the rifle spear. Never done a playthrough on that, by the way, with that weapon. It's supposed to be like notoriously just ass. How far away are all those guys? Okay, they're pretty far away. We can put on that armor. Yeah, that's the armor set we just got. It doesn't have a headgear, so I just wear the hunter cap with it. I actually think we'll be fine without going back. I don't think he'll follow us down here. If he does, he'll take fall damage. Actually, we need to look at one thing. 5 isn't enough, so we're probably are going to have to go back. We need to probably have 10 of those pungent blood cocktails just to be safe, to make sure we don't die to him. Because the pungent blood cocktails are a quick use item, so you can't really buy them easily. I think we could do it with 7. Do I? I think we can do it with 7. I need these guys to just leave me alone for a second, though. If we're going to do it with 7, we need to grab this item over here. This will be beast blood pellets. Although, this is not a smart idea, by the way. Because these guys are all going to corner us now. Beast blood pellets give you beasthood. And basically beasthood gives you increased damage the more consecutive attacks you get. This guy hopefully won't hit us. Thank you. I think we probably will go back just to reset all the enemies. Oh, we're out of stamina. Fuck. But this boss is pretty easy. This is that shortcut from earlier. I think we will. We need to come up here and grab the fire paper, though, because we're going to need the fire paper for Vicar Amelia. Yeah, we'll go back really fast. Do we go back? I think we can do it with 7. Fuck it, let's give it a try. If we mess up, that won't be good. I think we'll be fine, though. This guy is just very unforgiving. Let's also put the antidote we have. That's 1 antidote. Let's hope we don't get poisoned. This is technically... Oh my lord. There's a few baddies there. Oh my god. We're gonna be careful because this guy will trace us down. This is gonna be silver bullets. We don't need these, but we'll grab them. There's also gonna be a guy right here. Hopefully we can kill him. Okay, probably not. Not gonna lie, that is very, very unusual that guy didn't follow us from behind. Usually that werewolf's inside of our ass. Alright, let's make sure we have everything ready. Yikes. This is never an easy fight, I'm just trying to make sure. So we're gonna throw these into the corner, up here on the right side corner. We're gonna pop this, pop the fire paper, and just wail on his ass. Let's make sure we have the correct thing. Get him to come over here. That wasn't bad. If we upgraded our character, we probably could have done that with a lot less. You see that beast little symbol right there? That's our beast hood. We're probably going to be using that a lot. You do have to be careful when you use the beast blood pellets, though, because you take increased damage from fire, as well as just overall take more damage from attacks. Okay, anyways, the main reason we beat that guy, by the way, is to get access to the Chalice dungeons. So... let me make sure. I'm going to look up the code really fast. This part will be kind of boring, not going to lie. It's going to take us just a minute. What we have to do is basically constantly go back and forth, resetting our character and whatnot. And this Chalice dungeon to upgrade. There are antidotes in the back of that arena there, so if you're trying to fight him normally and he's fucking you up, just do that. Alright, we're going to buy as many of these as we can. 24 will be good to start. Now come over here. This is why we're playing online, by the way. Search by Chalice glyph. I'm going gonna join this chalice dungeon. So for anybody who's playing this game, by the way, this is like the easiest way to get your character to just be completely cheese level strong. I guess all we're gonna do now is we're just gonna... I'll show it. It'll be really simple. All we do is walk forward. After the enemy dies on the left, we get the blood echoes. We click square. It'll reset us using the Bolt Hunter's mark, which is like your homeward bone from Dark Souls. So you just go back to the nearest lantern you recently found. And you keep all of your blood echoes. If you use the Hunter's mark, you'll lose all your blood echoes, but you'll go to the previous one, so you don't want to use that. We'll go ahead and light this really quick. And then we're going to have to do this for a fat minute, so it's going to be boring, but basically all we got to do is run forward here. This guy already died, by the way. See how we got 80k? That boss we just barely fought gave us like 10k. So 80k is an insane amount. I'm going to turn my fan on for a second. I'll turn it off when we fight bosses and shit, but it's rather hot. So all we got to do is just run forward here a bunch. And we're going to use all of these echoes to upgrade our character, and then that way that's how we're going to speedrun the game, basically. If you guys can't see it, but my HP is basically lowered to nothing right now, because it's like a Cursed Defiled Chalice, which gives you really good runes, or really good echoes, and it makes it a very challenging Chalice dungeon. But yeah, this is basically all we got to do. So technically speaking, what we're going to try to get our stats to, we're probably going to go for 40 vitality, 40 endurance, 50 strength, because that's the hard cap, and then some skill. Not a ton. You got Dying Light, nice. Nice, Stevie. Let me know how it is. Apparently they are saying there's going to be either a remaster of this game, or I might get it, baby. Apparently they're saying there might be a remaster of Bloodborne for the PS5, or possibly Bloodborne 2, which would be really awesome. And you see how it says place name, by the way, on the bottom right? Dying Light 1? Okay. See, you can see that guy dying off screen. But I'd be really stoked if they release a Bloodborne 2 or something. It's my favorite game. It, like, actually is my favorite game of all time. Siege and those other games can be a lot of fun, but this one just takes the cake for me. So yeah, we're going to be here for a fat minute, by the way. Because we kind of need to use a lot of these. I'm going to run to the bathroom for a second here, too. I've had 2 protein shakes today, and like every 30 minutes I have to go to the bathroom to pee, bro. So bad. But yeah, you see how there's place name every time we respawn? That's how you know it's like a bugged fucking Chalice dungeon, because usually that's what they have in the code for stuff that isn't finished. But it's like place name, blank, whatever. So this is like a really bugged one. Because the game randomly generates these. There's like a whole tier you have to go through. There is like the start. I think there's like 5 different Chalice dungeons you have to go through, and each Chalice dungeon has like a series of bosses you get to fight. We're not going to do them because they're all like mini bosses. They're not actually like real bosses. I guess at the very end there's something called the Tumerian Queen, which is a boss you need to fight to platinum the game, but I'm not going to do that. Because that'll probably take like at least 4 hours worth of just going through the Chalice dungeons. Because you have to go through the Chalice dungeons, and at the end of the Chalice dungeons you get the next Chalice dungeon's Chalice. And then you have to make a ritual. Sometimes you don't get enough of the ritual requirements in a dungeon, so you have to do the dungeon again. And it's just like, it's a no-go. But yeah. This will be pretty boring right now, but after we get done with this, it's going to be like boss rush city. Boss to boss to boss. What level are we right now? We are level 17. That was a tongue twister? Yeah, it really was. Chalice dungeon to chalice dungeon to chalice dungeon, not getting enough rituals. We're level 17. Probably we're going to need to be like level 140-ish. Maybe a little bit lower than that. So I know this will be boring, but this is going to turn a game that's probably going to take the average player like 40 hours to beat, condense it down into like minutes. Because I have really good routing for this too. So like I know exactly which areas to go to from here to get the necessary requirements to upgrade my weapon, as well as to I guess like boss materials. Who the hell you kill a level 35? What? Level 35? What do you mean? What's level 35? How do you kill a level 35 monster? They're not based on levels. The bosses aren't. Basically what I mean by us upgrading our character is we're going to be getting our character to have higher levels, so he's going to have higher max HP as well as higher stamina, so that we can do more consecutive attacks without having to wait for it to regen. We're also going to increase our stats for skill and strength, so we do more damage with weapons. And then that'll make it so we don't have to grind areas in the game to get our character to be stronger before fighting bosses. After this one, we'll go back and we'll upgrade our character really fast. I'll run to the bathroom, I'll come back, finish the rest of these that we have, and then we should be good. This shouldn't take more than like 10 minutes, honestly, but it is going to take a minute because we need to, we want to get our character as strong as we can so we don't have to do this again later in the game. So she isn't right here, she's going to be up here. Yeah, this is the doll.
Welcome home.
And we're not upgraded with her. So we use our blood echoes to upgrade our character. So right now we're level 17. And these consecutively get higher requirements per one we do. So we got that to 50. So we want to get this to 40, 40, and then like 25. So we don't have to do too many more. But yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I also went and filled up my water. So I have that. Alright, we gotta do this just for a little bit longer. Probably these next 16, then we might have to do a little bit more, but probably not. If you do this later in the game too, you can have something called Carol Runes, which you can use to increase the amount of blood echoes you get from the enemies you kill, but we're not going to do that because we're not going to wait that long. We can also start playing offline at this point, because once you generate a chalice dungeon, it's always available. So technically all we need is like 25 levels, right? Or probably a little bit more than 25. Yeah, like normally you'd go through that area right there and kill enemies, and then you'd also go through the area right in front of us and go through like a labyrinth of monsters and levers you have to activate to go further on. Bosses you have to kill to progress further in. But we're just using a glitch to upgrade. Also, you normally like wouldn't do this until late game, because most of the chalice dungeons can be pretty challenging and very unforgiving. Oh yeah. Not really much to say. I will tell you, this game looks so good. This game came out in 2015, by the way. Looks amazing for a game that came out that late. Or that, it's like what? 8 years ago now? Man, that's crazy. I didn't play this game till like 2018 though. But still, I got it for like free game of the month actually when I originally played it. And then I ended up buying the game so that in case I didn't have PlayStation Plus, I could still play it. Alright, 9 more of these. It's just, this is a good idea. It's better to have more levels than not enough levels, because, like, the farm in this game, by the time we get to the end of the game, we'll be barely getting enough from a main boss to even upgrade our character once, so it's not really worth it to underlevel our character throughout the game. Like, it's just, normally it doesn't really matter, but for the way we're doing this, I guess it kind of does. I did another character that I'm probably going to post. It's probably not going to be anytime soon, but I did a skill build. So I used the Blades of Mercy, which are a cool, like, twin dagger weapon. And they're really fast, but they do, like, very little stagger damage, and you can't buff them. But, like, the more attacks you do consecutively, the faster the weapons get, so it's pretty cool. And it was kind of hard to beat some of the endgame bosses, even though my character was maxed out, just because, like, this game gets really tough near the end. But yeah, I'm thinking if we do this correctly, we should be able to beat all of the bosses within like a 3-hour period maybe. So it might be like on a 4-hour stream, maybe less. I did that one pretty early. Glad it gave it to us. I'm hoping this is enough. We also need to buy an item that's 10k echoes. Oh, and we're also lagging. Let's shout out to that. Only for a second, though. He would be lagging. Seems to fix itself pretty quick. Just weird. It's weird that we lag. But nothing I can do about it. Alright, 2 more of these and then we fight bosses again. So I'll be back to fun. We still have to like progress through the areas and grab some of like the key items to upgrade our weapons, but it's pretty much just going to be a boss rush at that point. Alright, last one. Return of the Hunter Dream. So we probably got like what, 250,000 or something like that? Or 250, would it be 2 million, I guess? A lot of echoes, I guess is what I should say. To max out your character, by the way, you'd have to do that for like hours. That's not something we're about to do. Damn. I guess that's fine for now. We'll just put all of our level ups into that. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda wanna go higher than that, but if we look like we're struggling at all throughout the game, we'll do that. We'll do more of that. Okay, we need to buy that. Okay, we need to do beast blood pellets, oil urn, and then fire paper. Actually, we'll do oil urns after the fire paper. Okay, we're going to repair our weapon for 71 echoes. We'll put in a blood gem, I guess. This one increases our physical attack by 2%. Crazy. The highest I think you can get, like, without doing, like, goofy-ass ones in the challenge dungeon is, like, 21%. 18% is about where you want to be at. Okay, we're going to go to Cathedral 1. And then we're going to run up to the right this time instead of going down to the left. We're basically just going to rush to the boss. And then we'll grab our weapon and then we'll come back through the area to get enough bloodstone shards to upgrade our weapon we're going to use for the entire game. We probably will have to go back at some point and upgrade our character just a little bit more before we fight like the final bosses. Because those guys are pretty tough. Like Lawrence, he has the best music though. He's pretty tough. It just depends. We should like just shred enemies though with this weapon we're gonna use. We could go up there too, but we're gonna do that later. We also could go to Yarhargul, which we'll probably do after this. Oh, we went the wrong way. Wow. That guy hit us. It's alright, we'll get some blood vials before we fight the next boss. There's some right here. Oh no. I want that guy hitting us. He probably won't kill us, but he'll definitely do some damage. You could either go through here with the 10k which we just spent, or you could go to Yarhar Ghul first and kill the other boy there. This area's a little bit hard to get through, not gonna lie. There's a lot of enemies here. We didn't have such a massive HP pool. We could be in a little bit of trouble, but there's a better way to run through that area, by the way, than what we just did. Like, if you bait out a lot of the enemies, you can kill them pretty easily. We'll be fine. Got this right here, there's a dog right here. Like, you see how our weapon is, like, really upgraded right now? Or not our weapon, our health and our damage is really upgraded right now. The reason we're not doing a ton of damage is purely based on the fact that our weapon just is not upgraded right now. Wow, that's crazy. Alright, anyways, here's the boss up here. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to grab Numbing Mist, because if you get into the fight... God, that guy didn't hit us. If you get into the fight long enough, she'll try to heal herself. And if you throw Numbing Mist, they can't. But I think we'll be fine. This has the Cleric Beast music too. There's no way to really choose this guy either. It's a pretty cool little cutscene. I guess we'll let it play out. This fight can also be very tough. Normally what I'd like for this build we're doing, 25 skill and then 30 or 50 HP. Although you don't really need 50 HP. 50 vitality. Why is it always a giant beast? This is really cool. I love this game, man. I'm also probably going to change the stream title after this. It's a good fight. Actually, a really good fight. So, by the way, for anybody who's wondering, the reason we got 2 staggers there, her entire stagger bar, I don't know if you might be able to shoot her head. I've never really tried to. Her entire stagger bar is based on her 4 limbs.
Master William, I've come to
We're going to skip this, by the way. We're got to speedrun in this. but her stagger bar is based on her limbs. So if you attack her 4 limbs equally, you usually can stagger her. There's like a secret to it. Like there's people that like actually speedrun this game and then know exactly how many hits they need on each body part to stagger. But if you just try to hit both sides, start on the right or start on the left, whichever side you want, and then switch afterwards, that's the best way to do it. We actually... Here's what we'll do. We technically should have gone back to the Hunter's Dream, but I guess I'll come over here first. We're going to go to the Hunter's Nightmare, which is the DLC. We're going to grab the Whirligig Saw, and then basically we're just going to run through the game. We're going to upgrade the Whirligig Saw as much as we can. And then, yeah. That was a good fight, though. We also need to spend all of our insight. We're just going to run through this area. There's nothing here. There's some bone marrow ash, so if you're doing like a blood tinge build, it's not a bad idea. To grab those, but we don't need them. We're not going to do DLC bosses, by the way. I feel like we could do Ludwig right now, easily. I just would like to save them until we're maxed out, because they're very tough. The DLC bosses aren't really meant to be fought this early. This is where we're going to come after we grab our weapon, by the way, is Hemwick. The bosses at the end of this will give us the Carol Rune abilities. Or I guess the abilities to use Carol Runes. Most of those, you have one that gives you like an additional 4 blood vials, an additional 4 quicksilver bullets. This is a DLC item. I have a blood drunk hunter. I'm going to go back to Cathedral Ward. By the way, shout out to the developer. I have no idea how you're supposed to figure out how to use this normally. Like, there's no way you would know unless you looked up a guide on how to get to the DLC. But the Carol Runes, we're going to grab them. One of them we can get later on, like right after we fight those guys. Gives an additional 15% stamina. So we're going to want to grab that. We're going to do all the bosses too, so I'm going to change the title to the stream really quick. Alright, there we go. But yeah, so technically what you have to do now is you have to go back over to this Amygdala over here. I don't think we'll be able to see him yet. No, we can't because we don't have enough insight. Right here on this body. And if you have the eye of a blood drunk hunter, it'll take you to the DLC. Still hits us with Frenzy. Frenzy's very dangerous when you don't have a lot of HP because it'll take a massive chunk of your HP at once. See, that's the Amygdala. That's a boss we'll fight later in the DLC. I don't know if we're going to fight it, though, because we probably will. We'll give it a go. We just got grabbed, by the way. Just got snagged. This is what would have happened if we stood still and we grabbed this armor set earlier. That would have happened to us. But we would have died here instead of getting teleported away. Since we have the Eye of a Blood Drunk Hunter, it takes us to the Hunter's Nightmare, which is where the start of the DLC takes place. But that's a boss we can fight later on. Not that exact one. There's like a bunch of Amygdalas. I'll probably give him a go. Amygdala is really tough though because he does like no damage at all to his body. All of the damage you can do is to his head, and he very, very rarely tips his head. We could get a lot of like early upgrade items here to upgrade our character faster, but like we'll probably just go to +6, and then once we get past Yarhar Ghul, or once we get to Yarhar Ghul, we'll go to +9 after that. That was really cool of you, buddy. This looks like the area we just were at, by the way. Instead of daytime. See, just look how pathetic our damage is here. I want to avoid you. We're going to come up here. There's an item here called the Eye Pendant. Later on, like this is the final boss I'll fight, will be Lawrence right here. Once we come back later, we can fight him. We're not gonna fight him right now. I don't actually think you can fight him until later on. But we need that for later on in the DLC, and if I forget to grab it now, I'm gonna be like, oh, why can't we use this? And I'll be like, oh, it's because I didn't grab the eye bandit. I'm already losing my voice, bro. Hour and a half in voice calling. Alright, this area is pretty easy to run through, though. I think I remember where the Whirligig Saw is. Actually, I'm like 90% sure I remember where it is. And we have to progress pretty far in. Actually, I just realized we could just like run through this area, bro. I don't know why I'm killing these guys. We really should just run through because we do so little damage. We kind of needed to wait back there for a second. This looks like the very beginning of the game. It's pretty cool. I don't want to grab any of this stuff because I want to grab it later. The old Hunter's set looks pretty cool too, but we're gonna wear Executioner garb once we get it. There's a little shortcut right here. Just to go back to that very beginning area, the door on the left. That right there is Simon. He uses something called a bow blade. It's a pretty cool weapon in my opinion. It's like gimmicky as hell. You use Quicksilver bullets to use a bow. And then like its regular attack when it's not in the bow form is like a sword, but it's like not that good. But if you're trying to do a Blood Tinge build and you max out Blood Tinge to like a high degree, it does solid damage. I think it might be back here. If not, it's further ahead. I don't know if it is back here. No, this isn't it here. It's on like a little ledge. I just don't remember how to get to that ledge. I'm sure we'll find a way. Let's regen our stamina here. These guys are going to shoot at us. This guy will run. Run. Get out of my way. We should have enough HP just to like walk past this. It's right there on that ledge. Right there, isn't it? This guy up here, by the way, inside this little area up there. That's my favorite guy in the game. My favorite boss. His name is Ludwig the Accursed. A really cool boss. I think we could just go... I cannot believe that hit us. Although I guess it makes sense. I think we get it from down here. Pretty sure. The reason we got in front of this guy, by the way, is because if he keeps running that way, there's a hunter that'll drop down, and that guy will kill us. He'll give us bloodstone chunks? That's awesome. That guy right there, by the way, that's Henriette. You can use him to help you fight bosses. Oh, okay, here we go. I was about to say, it should be right here, right? Okay, we are going to use a Bold Hunter's Mark to send us back to the beginning, and then we'll use it and we'll warp out. But that's the weapon we're going to use. It's a really cool weapon. It's one of my favorites in the game, for sure. I'd say after playing this game like a million times, my favorite weapon, by far, if you're just playing this game casually, and you're playing it with a lot of patience, is the Kirk Hammer. It's a strength build weapon that looks like a fucking mallet. So if you do the normal one R2 R1 attacks, it does like a quick slam with the hammer. It does a lot of damage, but you have to be really careful because it's a long windup and you don't stagger during the attack. You don't stagger until it hits. There we go. Now we're done with the saw cleaver. She just got in our way. So this right here, Whirligig Saw, is what we're going to use. So it's a normal mace in this form. On the Whirligig Saw, and it's like a saw. You got like the charged R2. And then its L2 is just buzz saw action. It's pretty cool. This form, it just does like blunt attack damage. When you put on the saw, it does serrated damage. So we got this to +3, that's pretty good. We're going to come down here and sell our other weapons. There is an achievement in this game, by the way, to get all weapons. Let's not do that just quite yet. Let's take that fused blood gem out, and we'll sell that. Blood gem fortification. Remove that, and put it in here. So this right now does 122 plus 96, so whatever that equals. That's how much damage we do. So by the end of the game, we should be looking at like, hopefully around 300 base, plus additional damage, it just depends. Okay, we're gonna come up here to Hemwick Charnel Lane. And then basically what we gotta do, chair is so bad. Basically what we gotta do here is we gotta run to the boss, warp out, spend all of our insight we have, and then come back to the boss. Because if we don't do that, that boss is gonna summon, it's called the Witch of Hemwick, it'll summon like nightmarish creatures that just walk around the arena, and the more damage you do to them, the more they spawn, the more frequently they spawn. If you don't have any insight, which is on the right, you guys can't really see it because chat's in the way. We have 18 insight. You get it every time you discover arenas, areas in the game, whatever. If we don't get rid of it, we don't need to grab these. If you don't get rid of it, we'll fight those guys, and those guys will spawn. If we get rid of it, they won't spawn. Can I stop getting staggered, please? We should have just attacked these guys, because we're actually going to need to kind of loot this area a little bit, because this will have the twin bloodstone shards, which we need to upgrade our weapon to +6. +10 is a max. This right here should be some... No. The mace part of it's pretty good too. There's twin bloodstone shards. So we need 16 of those to get to +6. Okay. I guess we must just have enough insight, because normally that guy doesn't spawn until later for me. Damn, bro, that sounds really good. I've had 2 protein shakes today, and that's it. That sounds mighty fine right now. Although tomorrow, I'm gonna have a pretty good meal. I'm gonna make some pasta, like some linguine pasta, with spicy Italian sausage, as well as some peppers and onions in it. It'll be really good. I didn't want to come down with this. This is a shortcut, by the way. Kill rank game. Nice. I wonder if it's like putting you against silvers, because I feel like when you go against plats, you kind of get overwhelmed a little bit. This guy behind me is so annoying. This is the guy it would spawn, by the way. It would spawn those guys. plat and silver. Nice. Yeah, and I don't mean to say that in like a mean way. I just feel bad when you play against people that are really good because I know what that's like. It's how I feel when I play against like fucking Zim champs. I'm just like getting smashed and I'm getting so mad. And I'm sorry that Jacob got mad at you earlier. We had a couple of bad games before you hopped on, and then you went 1-4, and he's like, "Really, 1-4?" Whoops! I meant to do a charge R2 there. The charged R2 on this weapon is really good, by the way, because it does like a massive amount of slam damage, so blunt damage, and then it also staggers for a couple of seconds. So if you do like a charged R2 and it hits, you can switch over to like a couple R1s and whatnot. But yeah, I still have a lot of fun playing Siege. I plan to do a lot of Siege streams in the future, and I love playing with anybody who wants to join and play. But sometimes I just need to take a break, because it can get, like, really annoying when you die to, like, the dumbest shit. I died to somebody earlier, by the way, on Brava. She was just randomly shooting through a wall, and it killed me. Like, I guarantee she didn't know I was there, because she hip-fired through the fucking window, and it killed me. And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? And I'm like, this guy does not deserve to kill. Guy's playing in 60 FOV, and I'm like, no way, that guy just killed me. Oh, I have the torch equipped. I just clicked L2 on accident. These guys can be parried, by the way. For some reason, I'm missing their window. By the way, a lot of these weapons have unique weapon arts that you can not really unlock, but like if you do like a jump R2, you do like a slam. If you do a roll R1, you do like a quick attack. If you backstep R1, you do a thrust. So like, there's a lot of cool attacks you can do and set up, but sometimes they're a lot. I cannot believe that guy just grabbed me. If you run right through, he like does not grab you ever. I think I have never been grabbed by that attack. That's crazy. Was nomaded into C4. Oh, I've seen clips of that. I don't think I've ever played with somebody who had that happen, but like I watched some guy and he was like, bruh, my luck, I should delete this game. He literally got like fucking nomaded into the C4. And then like one of them he got nomaded into I can't remember. Those ones are pretty funny to watch. He was on a team. That's awesome. That guy was guarding, by the way. He was guarding. He was blocking our attack, and it just went right through it. Okay, we need all these guys to come down here. Because there's a guy that'll spawn up there. One of the little guys. This is like my second favorite weapon in the game. Definitely the Kirk ammo first. I was never a fan of strength builds, by the way, until I played the game like on my 50th time after not using the saw cleaver. Come on, drop down. I'm gonna grab this. By the way, if the character, sometimes these guys will glitch through the floor. If they ever glitch through the floor and you don't grab their item, just leave the game. Or obviously reset the area, I guess, is the best way to do it. So we're going to enter this arena. This is the Witches of Hemlock, and we're going to immediately bolt Hunter's Mark. Because you can't come into the arena with 0 insight and then discover the arena, because then it'll give you insight and those guys will spawn. So if you go into the arena and then back out, you'll get the insight from discovering the place, and then you can go back in. I don't think we got enough. I don't think we got 16. But that's fine. These guys are really easy to fight. Especially when they're just by themselves. They can get like a grab attack on you if you're not paying attention. They'll shoot a beam through the arena and grab you, but they're pretty easy. We're not going to have enough to upgrade with her. Alright, fortify weapon. We got 11, so we need 7 more. Or 5 more. We got some better blood gems. Well, not really. You know what, we should break this. We got this from the, you can give the red jeweled brooch to the mom. Or to the daughter. We're gonna break it because that'll give us a semi-decent blood gem. Yeah, 2.7. 1.8. Not great, but a little bit of extra damage. And then this is the Insight Bath Messengers. There's the regular ones down there that sell regular items and weapons. This will sell like boss armor and shards once you get far enough in the game. We're just gonna buy all this armor here. Okay, we still have 7, so we'll buy this. That's for deal. That's for helping out other people. It's for co-op. That's to invade. I guess we'll just buy 5 of these. Alright, now we're at an insight. We'll go back and we'll fight that boss. And we have to go back there again later to go to like a special tombstone with the Canehurst summons to get to Canehurst Castle. This is a slightly longer endeavor than I thought it would be. But we're still going to be chugging through pretty quick here. That's crazy about the Nitro Cell though. My favorite's when I get fucking Amaru through a window. When I'm like not paying attention, I'm like doing something off camera. Or I'm like fixing the stream or something and then Amaru's right into the window I'm playing next to. And that kills me. So notice how those guys aren't spawning, by the way. If you come back to this area without any insight, they also won't spawn. Those, nightmare creatures. That's the tombstone right there, by the way. That one's glowing blue. That's where you go with the Canehurst summons. Technically speaking, we could go to Canehurst and fight Martyr Ligarius. And we might later on. Because he will have... There's like 4... Wow, game. Get out of my way. There's like 4 upgrade materials there. Okay, I kind of fucked that up, not gonna lie. We need to do a backstab on them. That's not a backstab. I am messing this up. What doesn't matter, these guys are really easy to kill. There's 2 of them, by the way. Gotta listen, she's up over here now. That's what we want. I did not click and hold R1, by the way. There's 1 down. If we're not quick enough, they may respawn the other one. She can respawn her twin if you're not quick enough. But like, even if she does, it's fine. Oh, we got grabbed. I love how that missed. And that missed too. No way. Not gonna lie, we really messed that up. If you do a charged R2, you can get a backstab and then go into an R1 with a visceral from behind, but this one, the charged R2 on this is really hard to get a stagger from behind on, because I think you have to be like right behind him. So, I guess that's whatever. We're probably gonna do, what's his name next here? Dark Beast Parl. He's an optional boss, but we're still going to do him anyways. He's a giant lightning beast. Still can't upgrade with her, can't repair, so let's just go to Kane. Let's just go to Cathedral Ward. So what we have to do here, after you fight the Blood-Starved Beast, these Snatchers will go around. If we die to one, they will take us to Yarhar Ghul. Or not Yarhar Ghul. Technically it's Yarhar Ghul, but at this time it's called Hypergen Jail. You can only get sent there once. If you die to them again, they'll kill you from then on. So you have to be... You'll get teleported to a new area. You need to hurry and grab the lamp, because if you miss it on your first go around and die, you can't go back until later in the game. I mean, which you could very easily do, but it's like, no point. You want me to do a Dark Souls 1 playthrough? I could do that. If we talk to... Should we do Eileen's quest? I don't think we're going to do it. If we were to talk to her, go help her fight Henry, come back later on after we kill... Oh, we need to die to this guy. I just completely forgot. Look at that instinct dodge. I could do Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1, though, is kind of a challenging game. I'd have to do like a multi-part stream on that. Come on, kill me faster. Probably what the play is going to be. So probably what the play is going to be from here is we're going to go fight Dark Beast Parl, go to the Forbidden Woods, grab the Canehurst summons, go to Canehurst, give them to Alfred, get Alfred's... The bosses aren't that hard in Dark Souls 1, actually. I mean, I platinumed Dark Souls 1. It took forever to platinum, but it was... You use the Uchi Katana, they're pretty easy. We just gotta make sure we don't die here, because I'm going the wrong way right now. If you put on the Black Church or White Church attire and talk to her, you can send her to Cathedral Ward and she'll give you the Blood of Adela, which gives you a temporary... It gives you like a normal amount of HP from like a blood vial, and then does regen for a short period of time. But you can only have one of them on, you have to use it as a quick item, so... Not a lot of people use them. Shoutouts to that fucking guy. But yeah, I mean, I could do Dark Souls 1. I also have like a playthrough I did a long time ago. Well, not that long ago, actually. A little while ago. Let's not fight both of those guys at the same time. I can't believe we just killed both those guys like that. Awesome, that guy gave us bolt paper. Oh yeah, we need to grab bolt paper through here too. Let's grab this in case we die. I don't think we'll die, but in case we do. This will be a boss right here too. We need to go down to this pig really fast, actually. Because he'll have bolt paper, and we're going to need bolt paper for Rom, which we'll fight later. There's a moon Carol rune right there, too. We don't want to leave that witch alive, because she might just, like, sneak up behind us. They purposely make the music louder when you leave, like, the area up there. It's not this pig. This will have armor. We'll throw this on for a bit. This is some cool armor, too. That would kind of look like a little bit of a reaper. This entire game, by the way, has some of the best music. But all the DLC bosses have my favorite boss music. Those Ludwig, Lady Maria, Celestial, or Living Failures are actually pretty good too. I don't think there's anything down there we need. We grab the bolt paper. One of these sides should have a this guy right here. I really need to kill one more for upgrades. Music in this area is so fucking loud, bro. If it wasn't good, I'd turn it down. We're gonna grab this Carol rune right here. Excuse me. Alright, then we gotta come down here. We grabbed the lantern already, at least I hope we did. We're not gonna die to Dark Beast Sparkle though. This guy, by the way, is super weak to head attacks. Super weak. So you're going to want to try to hit his head. If you stagger him enough, just do like a charge or two on his head. We don't really need to put any like damage buffs on our weapon. We can't damage him until after he does like this little... Yeah. No. Give me that head, bitch. Not gonna lie, that was a pretty cool way to end that fight. To do the jump attack. To do a jump attack, by the way, you gotta click the left stick up and R2 at the same time. You have to be really precise with it too. Yeah, it was a good boss though. Basically, what you want to do, you can target his head if you have a weapon that can reach up there. If you don't, just attack his legs until you break his stance, and then just wail on his head. Depending upon your skill stat, it may also be worth it to not visceral him there and just spam attack his head with R1s. Let's upgrade our weapon though. Oh, we need 8? Damn it. Okay, we can go back to Yarhagul and kill that one guy on the staircase really quick. Or Hypergen jail. And then we gotta go back to Cathedral Ward, tell the guy the password. Excuse me, the password at the bottom of the staircase. And then we gotta go to... Fuck. Not gonna lie, Martyr Ligurius is a pretty tough fight. We should be good against him though. We also need to make sure we grab the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge as soon as we can. So after we get done with Yarhagul, Cosmic Eye Watcher badge will make it so we can buy bolt paper. That guy glitched through the map last time, by the way. That's why I used our mace instead this time. Because last time when we didn't use our mace, he just said, I'm out. I think I did my math wrong on this last time, by the way. 4.2, 6.3. So look at this one right here. This one's cursed. Anytime it says cursed, it's almost a guarantee you shouldn't use it. Unless it like lowers the durability of the weapon, then I guess it's alright to use it. That's pretty loud. This one adds slow poison effect. I don't really care about that. That just adds 4.2% attack. You can also put the droplets in any of them, so if you didn't have a triangle in there, you can put a droplet in there, which is the one we have in our first one. Yeah, we gotta go to Cathedral Ward. Boom. But yeah, this next area should be pretty easy. At least relatively speaking. Martyr Ligurius just can do so much damage if you don't play it right. If he summons his swords, there's a lot of things he can do. And our weapon still isn't where... +9 is basically where the... Like, once you get a +9 weapon, you're pretty much chilling. +10 is obviously the best. But... +10 can take time. We gotta go down here. Once you kill Vicar Amelia, by the way, a lot of these enemies just kind of stand still. There's stuff down there we could go grab, but I'm not gonna grab it. These are all madman knowledge, considering we don't really need insight. We're not going to do anything. If you get +6, or if you have 60 insight, a lot of the bosses, or a lot of the areas in the game will change. Like, you'll see that Amygdala hanging there. The guys there will have, like, special effects on their lanterns and stuff. We'll talk to Alfred really quick. We're going to exhaust all of his dialogue. I don't think we need to. The main reason is because we're going to kill him later and get his armor set. Technically, you have to kill him or he'll kill himself. He becomes a martyr. Because we're going to go kill his master right now, Martyr Ligurius. That guy will just say he's long since been dead, so we're not even going to touch him. There's some stuff up there and to the right. I don't think we need to grab it. Okay, we're actually going to do a little detour really quick. This guy's just going to give us twin. I guess we can grab it. We're going to grab a bloodstone chunk, which we need to get to our weapon to +7, and then we should be able to get enough to get a +8 weapon from Canehurst. So our weapon will be really strong, and then our character will start doing a lot more damage. We're just going to be running through these areas now, like I said. All we really need to grab is upgrade materials for our weapon. So, and I have most of those memorized. That guy shoots a cannon at us. You can also use that cannon, but it shoots like pitifully far. There's a guy down there. If we would have gone that little doorway on the left, he's called the Suspicious Beggar is his name. He's some of the best dialogue in the game, in my opinion. Because he's really just a beast in disguise. Talk to Master of League here. He'll give us a Karen that we can put on. Gotta make sure I pay attention because I kind of forgot where it is. It's not up there. Get another armor set. I think it's up here actually. It's in a little corner by a bunch of snake men. I guess behind them. I think we might have gone too far. In fact, we did. And God damn it, where is it? Like, I have it memorized, but also not. I don't think it's in this corner. There it is, up there. I walked past it. Damn it. Okay, we're gonna come down here. Use this. It'll take us back to the beginning of the area. Yeah, it should. And then we'll grab the Canehurst summons. We won't be able to warp out, but we can use the lantern at the Yusefka's clinic. Oh, I didn't mean to leave. It's all good. We probably should buy some more Bolt Hunter's marks anyways. Okay, so now our weapons +7. And as you get better weapons and better blood gems, the stronger your character will become also. Okay, so let's go over here to the Forbidden Woods. Grab the Canehurst summons. Leave. Go to... what's it called? Canehurst. Come back. Do the Shadows of Yharnam, Rom, Mikolash, Murgo, DLC bosses, and Garmin. We're doing pretty good. Over here. Shit, the stream crashed for a second. I'm glad we're back. Because I was not in a good spot to stop.